I'll give it to you straight. Somebody's trying to kill you.
Somebody wants to kill me?
That's right. An ex-con by the name of Marvin's looking for you right now.
Now, why does he want to kill me?
That I don't know. Incidentally, is your wife home?
No, she hasn't been home all day. Now, do you know my wife?
Your wife is the reason Marvin wants to kill you.
Before I ask you to leave, would you mind elaborating on this fantastic story of yours?
Well, I guess I'm giving it to you pretty fast at that. The picture ain't very pretty. Believe me, mister, your Southern Belle is ringing out nothing but bad news. She wants you dead.
I don't know who you are or what your plan is, but please, leave my home before I call the police.
Look, mister, believe, I know she wants you dead because she offered me $5,000 to kill you.
Get out now. No one makes accusations like that against my wife.
Now take it easy, Mr. Shane. You're going to push me too far.
Get out of my house!
Sit down in that chair and behave yourself. How long have you been married?
That is none of your business.
This bump on my noggin was none of my business either before I got it. Your wife's husband is the one who gave it to me.
My wife's husband? Are you insane?
I don't blame you for asking, pal. I doubted it myself for a couple of minutes. Whether you believe it or not, your wife has another husband, an ex-con by the name of Marvin.
You mean her ex-husband. I know, she's been married before.
I mean her present husband. He was supposed to be a lifer, so she never bothered to get a divorce. But the law let him out. Your wife put the make on me for a couple of weeks and then offered me $5,000 to knock you off.
Sounds like a very handsome offer. What's stopping you?
The law. It's illegal, you know.
And that is stopping you from earning $5,000?
That flatters me not, but I'll overlook it. At least it shows you thinking maybe I'm telling the truth.
Now, I see. And I suggest, and you suggest that I call the police. I tell them, hello, a complete stranger has informed me that I'm about to be killed. Oh, and please send some police escort?
I'll make one call to the Irish clubhouse. Sergeant Hamilton J. Finger is my boy there. I'll call him, and then we'll both go over to headquarters.
Well, there's the phone.
Let's hope for your sake that Finger is at hand.
25th Precinct.
Sergeant Finger, I'm going to put on an attorney by the name of Mr. Shane. I happen to know he's got an ex-con gunning for him. Tell him I don't make jokes about things like this.
Wait a minute. Don't put anybody else on. Who's gunning for who?
Sorry, pal, I got a deadline. I got to get this guy over to your protection before this line goes dead from a bullet. And here's the man.
This is Perry Shane speaking.
I don't know what this is all about, Mr. Shane, but if Rocky says your life is in danger, we better get over there right away.
Now, just a minute, Miss Sergeant Finger. Since I actually don't know this man and I don't know you, perhaps we'd both better come down to the precinct.
It's your life, Mr. Shane.
We will be right over.
And away we went. Lawyer Shane's car was parked right in front of a plush apartment building. We made towards it, past the nose of the snooty doorman. Shane opened the door and started to get in, but I saw a car pulling up and I shoved him to the ground.
Hit the ground! Huh, what happened?
Take a peek at the hole in the windshield and you won't need any diagrams. Now get behind the wheel and let's get out of here.
Did you see who it was?
Pull over to the curb. It was her husband. It was Marvin. Who else would be jerky enough to take a shot like that?
This hole in the windshield is right where I would have been sitting if you hadn't pulled me to safety.
Ah, save the drama. We got things to do. I'm going back to your apartment. You go over to the precinct and bring Finger back right here on the double. Now move.
Move's going to be fast. Rube Goldberg struck a bulb over my head, and an idea lit up. The next move will be the plush pad, and I'll be there to see it. No sooner I got the door open, when magnolia blossoms hit my eardrums.
Oh, Rocky, I'm so happy it's little old you.
I I'll just bet you no end, please.
I saw the whole thing right out this window. I was horrified.
Why? I thought you wanted them bumped.
Well, I do, but I didn't want you bumped. Oh, I couldn't stand it if anything happened to you.
Lady, you kill me. Were you camping out in the other room when I was talking to Perry?
No, of course not. I was just completing my little plan with Marvin. You see, I had a change of heart. I realized I'd still have Marvin as a husband even with Perry out of the way. That wouldn't do.
Why not? Marvin was the banana you picked in the first place.
But I got different ideas now. I want me another husband. I got 'em all picked out.
Say, your little plan was just screwball enough to work, too. Crazy Marvin's gone enough to do anything you want. He kills Perry for you, and then you testify you saw him do it.
And the law kills Marvin, and that leaves me minus 2 husbands.
And plus Perry's loot.
And plus husband number 3, you.
Me? No thanks, I'd rather stay alive.
Oh, Rocky, don't be silly. Together, we're gonna live.
I'm sorry for you, Mr. Fortune. That Luluann picked you. I'm just downright sorry.
Where's that Rocky?
I'll buy that. You're the sorriest sight I ever saw. And that 38 you're packing looks mighty disagreeable. Where were you hiding?
If you mean how I come back here after missing Mr. Perry, well, I come back to find out what Luluann wanted me to do next.
Oh, Marvin, honey, that's real thoughtful of you. I'm going to give you a nice big kiss.
I hate being ungentlemanly, Luluann, but I think you better stay over there with Rocky. If I hadn't heard it from my own sweet lips, I'd never believed it. You want me dead, and that goes against my grain.
Oh, Marvin, honey, I was only telling that to Rocky to keep him from calling the police. Now, you go right ahead and bump off Rocky while I throw a few things in a bag.
Sure, go ahead. And shoot me, Marvin. The cops will be here in a minute. You'll fry for killing me, and little old Luluann will be left with her little old moneybags Perry.
Don't you be telling him things like that. I'll just turn on the radio so the shooting won't disturb the neighbors.
Don't you see, Marvin? She's got to get rid of you so she can be legally married to Perry. She can't get his money while you're still alive.
Don't you believe a word he says. We'll find a way to get his money together. Go ahead and shoot him while the music's loud.
All this shouting and loud music is confusing. Get ready to leave, Luluann. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm just so surprised.
He was surprised. Think how I felt. Here I am staring at a 38 caliber lead purveyor, and I hear the camera click, the gunshot. I wait for the hot lead. Instead of a rainbow explosion of a puss, I see the guy with the gun fall. The explanation came from my pal, Sergeant Finger.
Someday, Rocky, that luck of yours is gonna run out. Why didn't you come down to the precinct with Mr. Shane?
For reasons which I hope you heard. Namely, the story is told by Honey Pear and Marvin. Didn't you overhear it?
Did we overhear it? The way you all were yelling, we could have heard that story all the way down at the precinct. Come on, Honey Bear, we're going downtown.
I refuse to move. You'll have to talk to my husband. He's my lawyer.
I'm your ex-lawyer, Luluann, and your soon-to-be ex-husband. I'm starting annulment proceedings tomorrow.
You can't know me. Marvin's dead, and he's the only other husband I ever had.
Correction, Marvin got his hand blasted. He'll be okay in a week. I can see you both now in your little steel cottage overlooking the Hudson. If you're real sweet, I'll get you a room with a southern exposure so you'll all feel at home.